The FV215B183 is currently the most popular Tier 10 and most played vehicle in the entirety of World of Tanks Blitz. It makes sense why. It's got an absolutely toxic gun, dealing 930 damage per shot on its AP ammo, and a whopping 1300 with its 200 plus millimeters of HESH penetration. It is not a tank that I would consider fun to be shot by, but incredibly fun to drive. So it's kind of taken fun away from your opponents to have fun on your side. But to counteract that, the 183 is not accurate, nor would I consider it to be a good tank by any means. Now, Wargaming is planning on rebalancing the tank quite a bit, and we can take a look at these changes in front of you. Wargaming has stated the FV215B183 upper plate and frontal turret armor are slightly improved, while the lower plate is weakened. That's overall just a buff when it comes to the armor. The lower plate's already dookie, so buffing the turret and upper plate is literally just giving it more armor. The aiming time is decreased by 1 second, but the stabilization and gun dispersion is getting worse. The power to weight ratio will improve, the max forward speed will get faster by 4, and the reverse speed slows down by 2. Okay, so breaking that down, the aiming time being decreased by almost a second is actually going to be really cringe. Like, sure, its dispersion is getting worse, but that's not going to take away the fact that people that snap shells in it before are now just going to have a little bit better of an aiming time to snap those shells even faster. So I guess that's a downside, but the stabilization is also getting worse with the dispersion. So it might actually aim in faster, but it might take longer to start aiming in to begin with. So we'll have to see exactly what that means for the vehicle when it does get changed. The power to weight ratio improving and the max speed getting faster by 4 doesn't really matter too much because of the fact you're still one of the worst camo value tanks in the game. You'll be spotted when you're driving into position. What I think is a big nerf and a welcomed nerf is the reverse speed going down by 2. Currently the tank reverses at 14, so it'll reverse at 12 next update. That means people that try to punish players will now have to reverse a lot slower to get back in the cover. So I'm completely fine with that change. The regular HE shell armor penetration is scaled down to 80 millimeters. Okay, nobody's going to use that shell to begin with, so that doesn't really matter too much. The average damage per shot increases by 20 and 90 for the AP shell and HE. So the AP goes from 930 to 950. Not a massive change to be real. I mean, you're going to have to penetrate 5 shells to just deal 100 extra damage, so that alpha increase really doesn't make much of a difference on the AP. However, the 90 increased on the high explosive will. That means if you're shooting at light tanks, you can deal 1400 damage on average now. That is insane when you think about it. 80 millimeters of HE pen is still enough when you're running calibrated to get up to like, what, 90s, mid-90s? That is very, very good when you're aiming at something like a T100LT or WZ-132-1 or even a standard B at Tier 9. Aiming at lightly armored vehicles, the base HE is going to be absolutely insane in regards to its average damage. So that's going to be pretty nasty. It's also going to be crazy good for just slapping people for an incredibly high chunk. You might not even need to aim if you're looking at like a side scraping heavy. You can probably just load HE and deal 5, 6, 700 damage, which is incredibly stupid. I've said this in the past, Wargaming needs to change the way HE works. You shouldn't be able to just shoot somebody in the side for 4, 5, 600 damage. I think that's really stupid. Now, while the AP and the standard HE are going up in damage, the HESH is going down in damage by 90. So it's going from 1300 on average to 1210. The shell velocity is also getting reduced, but the ammo grows up to 21 shells. So what do we have in total for this tank? Well, it's getting nerfed on the HESH overall damage per shot. But to be real, it's not the end of the world. The vehicle deals 1210 after the nerf. And if you're not content with dealing 1210 damage with one single penning shell, then really I'm not sure what to tell you. At that point, just go play a Jagdpanther E100 as the vehicle's getting tungsten rounds. Personally, I still think the 183 should be removed from the game and turned into a game mode only tank, and I would much rather have a vehicle either like the FE4005 Stage 2 with a 183 gun with absolutely no spall liner available to it, or I would much rather have the Badger go in place of the 183. Unfortunately, the Badger being a collector has basically closed that window of opportunity, so I'm not really sure if Wargaming could do anything at this point to, change the 183 out, but that's what I would have done before releasing the Badger into the game. Either way, enough with the changes, let's actually get into some gameplay. And here we are in our first battle. Speaking of gameplay, what do we have up against us? Well, we have an IS-7 and a T-57 Heavy, VK-72, and a VK-90. So they actually have quite a bit of heavy tanks. Okay, well, we're gonna make our way to the classic TD Bush to start off this battle. There's a lot of different spots you can sit with your tank destroyers, and I'm not really sure which one I want to put my 183 at. This spot back here is pretty nasty. You're far enough back that you usually will not be spotted. The only problem right now is nobody on our team wants to go medium side. Why are you driving a medium? This is one question I always have going through my mind. Why drive a medium if you're not going to bring it to medium side? The enemy only has 2 mobile tanks, being a, 121 and a Sheridan. So, literally, what is the point of driving a medium if you're going to then just bring them over to heavy side anyway? I always find that, clinically confusing. As you can see, my brain can't even really wrap it around. Alright, well, we can see a bunch of heavies, including the IS-7 just YOLOing in, so maybe we can get a shell into the IS-7, aiming... Oh, yeah! 819 damage shell into that vehicle. Now, next update, that shell probably wouldn't have rolled nearly as low. That is one good thing I can say, I guess, out of the changes, is that this tank will hit really hard. Also, what the heck is this enemy team? Holy bad. This has got to be one of the worst enemy teams I've seen in a very, very long time. VK-72 shows me the side of his turret. Unfortunately, the shell misses by literally a hair on my chinny chin, but we still deal a pretty solid chunk of 500 damage, so I guess I can't really say it's all too bad. Got the Sheridan rolling off to the side, and we're just going to chill right here. And Sheridan gets shot. Okay, well, let's drive up the ridge and see if we can get a shell into the enemy 268. Bonk! Ah. Once again, a good example of the Hesh being nasty, but not dealing nearly as much as I'd like it to. The craziest part is that even with a non-penning Hesh shell, we still rolled 600 damage, which is almost the same as what that 268 rolled me for. That is stupid. It actually shows just how dumb HE mechanics are in this game. So we got the Sheridan off to the side. I highly doubt that player really wants to poke this, though. Let's see if that 268 is going to drive up this. Hello? Oh, there he goes. Bonk! 1,018 damage. We just brought our damage total from 2,000 to 3,000 in literally the click of a button, which is pretty insane when you think about it. We can see that the 121 is driving just into everybody at this point. I don't want to be shot by the Sheridan, but this guy has no hit points, so I'm kind of hoping we maybe can get a shell into the Sheridan. Aiming, and bonk! There you go. Because, I mean, the 121's got 30 health. I don't care about this guy. He's dead anyway. So, I mean, pretty solid game, I guess. The enemy team was just atrocious. That's by far one of the worst enemy teams I've legitimately ever seen in this game. I mean, holy bad. The heavy tanks, like that IS-7 just YOLO'd. He thought he was invincible or something and just kept going. I don't even know what I was watching. Yeah, this guy. What the heck? Okay. Well, either way, 3,416 damage. And the craziest part is that we didn't even penetrate a single Hesh shell. We fired 2 AP, which did a total of 1,800 damage, and then we penetrated, or we didn't pen, but we splashed 2 high explosive, which were able to deal about 500 and 600. So it's kind of stupid, but that's how the 183 is. As I said, next update with the HE having 1,390 damage, it means that if you can't pen somebody, and you've got like a slight angle at their hull, you can probably just fire standard HE and deal actually more damage. I'm a little confused to see why there are so many people downvoting the changes to the 183 next update, when really the tank doesn't seem like it's getting that big of a nerf, especially because the standard alpha is going up, the standard HE is going up, the armor's getting better. I don't know, and its mobility's getting better. Here we are in our second battle. We're on Dead Rail, which is a pretty mediocre map. In fact, it's, in my opinion, the worst map in the game. In practice, it's cool. You got a hull down ridge, and then you've got a medium side over at sea. The problem is tank destroyers, like myself, can not only shoot into sea from all the way at a corner, but as well can cover the entire hill. It's really stupid, needs to be changed, or removed from the game, but Wargaming definitely won't ever do that. You'll see how dangerous driving a TD on Dead Rail is. It's one of the few maps that I always really want to drive a tank destroyer on. So we can see the IS-7 spotted in mid, and we can also see that we have a 62A doing nothing, but thankfully our 50B is going over to Seaside, because losing C on Dead Rail is almost a death sentence when it comes to this game. But let's aim it on that Super Consular plate. There you go. That is exactly what tank destroyers are capable of doing on Dead Rail Hill. It's a little stupid, I'm not gonna lie, and it can definitely be a bit game-changing, as you can see. Now, we got the enemy mediums and 268 version 4 and everything rolling off to the side over here. That shell was eerily close to actually hitting that 62A. I was kind of hoping it would. Alright, well, at this moment, we can see that the enemy is playing super, super aggressive, especially when it comes to our team off to the side. Now, I'm going to aim in a shell and hopefully be able to clear this IS-7. 3, 2, 1. Bonk. Well, it didn't kill him. It brought him to 1 health. But you know what? That 1 health is enough to completely cripple him. So I guess I can't really complain all too much. Alright, well, let's just reload. We got the 268 version 4 all the way in the back, and the chance of this hitting is very, very slim, but we're gonna, well, I don't really know. We're gonna back up a bit. I don't want to be right in the way of that pole. Let's aim in now, and fire. Yeah, that shell did not hit. I can guarantee that for a fact. That shell, that missed by a quarter mile. Let's back up into this bush. We actually should be completely covered by it as long as we sit here. So I don't think there's a chance of us being spotted right now. If we can actually get this shell out in a couple seconds here. There you go, 1,324 damage shot into that TVP. We didn't get detected. We have now dealt 3,600 damage. Again, a great example of the 183 being absolutely dominant on Dead Rail Hill. Now, the 62A is in the back. We're going to aim it on his vehicle. Unfortunately, it did not pen. We did probably, nope, didn't get spotted. I guess we're still far enough back, and this bush is enough cover that we are actually not getting detected by the enemy medium. We can see that that 62A has not detected me because of the positioning. Oh no, I have been detected, never mind. Okay, well, let's aim it on the 268 version 4, just for the heck of it. And I actually think that penned him, I'm not gonna lie. I think that went right into the V4. Let's pull into cover. We actually did penetrate him. Unfortunately, our team looks like they are dookie and falling apart pretty dang fast. Let's reload again. We got a couple seconds left. We are the only player left at this point in time. Aiming. Bonk. There you go. 1,297 damage shot into the enemy 183. And we're going to back on up. Now, this game we are up to 6,000 damage. And yes, you heard that right. 6,000 damage. It's a great example of why Dead Rail is by far one of the worst map designs in the game. Why am I allowed to deal 6,000 damage in a tank destroyer? The world may never know. But it's definitely stupid map design. Alright, let's back up. We got the 183, who was unfortunately able to hit me. I have a feeling the V4 might kill me, but maybe not. Oh boy, there's the TVP. Let's stop him if we can. Nope, 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 nope. Unfortunate. If he bounces us once, maybe. I'm really sad that the 183 was left on like 9 health. The shell low rolled a bit, didn't kill him. If that actually had killed him, we definitely wouldn't have won the battle, but we might have actually been able to kill the TVP, and then we probably would have been able to finish off maybe the Yag or something like that. It actually wasn't that far off from being a victory, just really unfortunate that we had a circumstance like that. So we did 6,300 damage. Top on the team, still lost. I always love how there's people in the comment sections that try to tell me I have rigged matchmaking. What? I always love that one. But, yeah, there's really not much else to say. Dead Rail itself is a stupid map and allowed me to get out this damage, but my team was also trash. I mean, the fact that I did literally 3 times the entire, like, team we had added up, it's sad. I mean, Yeah, oh well. But the 183 definitely needs to change. There shouldn't be a vehicle allowed to do what I did in that battle. It's not fair, it's not fun to fight, and it's not balanced. So for people that tried to sit there and complain, oh, they're nerfing it, darn. The end. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.